the thing properly. First waypoint, temporary course. Clear temporary course. No course. Generate fieldwork course. Back. Cancel back. And I do think this works better. Or this whole drive off to where we need to start. Seems to work better with the sprayer than it does with the hulking great contraption that's behind the John Deere at the moment. How is the John Deere doing? So you're doing things. Oh. Okay, John Deere's doing things. You are stuck because bail. Goes. He's going to get stuck again, isn't he? Run. And grab and hook that out of the way. Oh, hi. You want to come this way? Why do you want to do that? I move that out for you too. There you go. Okay. So he's still going to have problems because of the bales on the headlands, but close enough. So I was thinking, hey, let's do something manually. Because it's not like I've really done much of that, except carting stuff around. How's the time? It's 11:15. Wow, time does fly when you're farming in the morning. Oh, I finished the thing that I was doing, the mowing. Where is the lime spreader? Right there. This tractor does not have GPS. Oh dear. Also, it doesn't have any lime in it. Again, oh dear. And we have 2,000 litres of lime. I don't think that's gonna cut it somehow. There we go. Let's fill that up to the top. I was going to do a thing right here. And that field is black because the data is outdated, so we have to purchase it all again. Bing, there we go. And that's one of the reasons why when we're walking around the field it may not show a good pH or nitrogen reading. Okay, that's full. Oh, that's a problem. There is a weight there. Why is there a weight there? Oh, because crop sensor's on the front of the Fendt. That's the Fendt's weight. I don't actually know. Does this thing need a weight? It does like a light weight on the front, so yes, that's the answer to that. Meanwhile, and the reason you want a weight is because there's quite a bit of weight. That wheel on the spreader is quite a long way back, so there's a lot of weight on the back of the tractor, which can make the steering a little bit light. Anyway, we have a mulched and ploughed field. We nearly have 2 of them. So I'm going to run down here and I'm going to lime the field at the bottom. By which time we hope the John Deere will have finished and I can lime the other field. Don't know what I'm going to do with the John Deere. I think the John Deere's done for now. So we'll be able to take all that equipment back to the yard, clean it up, and think about other things. Okay, let's unfold that and go. Interesting. Oh, interesting, because my dumb button box isn't registering me pressing buttons, or is registering too many times. Okay, so yeah, I'm not too worried about doing this manually with no GPS. Mostly because we're not going to end up with any lost lime. Anything falling outside the bounds of the field doesn't drain the tanks. So only within the bounds of the field is it actually counting, and all we have to do is bring it back up to what it needs to be, and it looks like it was fairly close anyway. So lime usage here is going to be fairly low. Although I think we just bought this field, so this field was quite well limed, and it may be a function of the lime contract mod that basically does put out liming contracts on fields that you can take. It might actually result in sometimes the contract goes out, you don't do it, the farmer comes along and does it anyway, and so any new fields you buy are not critical pH. Normally you buy a new field and the pH sucks and the nitrogen sucks, and it's just not a good situation, because the first time you get out there, you buy all the fields, you have to go out and lime them, and you're using like an absolute ton of the stuff to cover all the fields. But right now we're really not using that much, so this field is quite healthy when it comes to levels of lime on it. I could do a little bit better by using GPS across here, but we didn't pay to install it on the tractor, and I would have to go to a maintenance workshop to actually get that done. So, not happening. Meanwhile, our workers are still doing the fine. The Fendt is not a lot of night fertilizer left in it. This might take more than half the spreader. So there is the possibility that we won't be able to get both fields done, but I should have enough lime back at the farm to finish it. I should be able to see the John Deere from here. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe he's at the top of the field. Somebody finished. Who finished? That would be the Fendt. That's good. So I can now get the Fendt back to the farm, unload the tanks, and get out there and weed all the fields we just fertilised. So that's another thing I haven't done. And for future reference, we will weed fields before we fertilise them, just because when you've got a lot of fields at different states, it's easier to see which ones you've done by how many weeds are on them. So obviously if you've just harvested a field, the following month there'll be weeds on it. Nothing I can do about that. But any field that is growing that has weeds on, I could possibly safely say that I probably need to go back out there and do the other thing. Spray it as well. And then once we've and any field that has no weeds might need spraying. Okay, that one's done. Something's blocked. Possibly the Arian again. Looks like, yeah, John Deere's running, the Arian's stuck. Okay, let's go use some managerial skills and figure out what everyone's not doing. You're still going, you're fine, you're... Oh, look, stuck. Okay, and then, oops, you're finished. I'm not going to worry too much about what's missed on that field. Frankly, it's a thing. So, everything's done. Now we need to weed. Because we direct drilled everything, we need to use a hoe. Do not need the crop sensors for anything else. That's the other thing. If you've got a seeder with a which also puts down fertilizer, I think there's basically two options. You can either do a low feed of fertilizer, manual setting, just so that the fertilizer gets spread and removes the requirement to put a heavy amount out there. You don't have to use a crop sensor to do that, so your big tractor can just haul whatever it's got to behind it. And then you can come back later with a sprayer and a crop sensor to I forget. Do we do it from this side or the other side? I think we do it from the other side, so that is what we will do. Didn't work. Okay, comes out the left side. My mistake. But yeah, I seem to have a lot more success with the tractor-mounted crop sensors than I seem to be having with the with that big thing on the front. There we go. I mean, I'm going to go over here because it looked like there was a bit of deficit. No, it's fine. But in some places, it's over-fertilized rather than under-fertilized. Okay, that's all done. Get this cleaned off. Can I get it in a shed space? Yes. So, spray that down. That's all the spraying done for today, I think. We don't need to do any more unless there were, unless I took a contract to do some, but not planning on that right now. I don't need to plant anything, so hoe is the next. Ho, ho, ho. Still haven't planted any trees. We bought that right back at the beginning because it was on sale. And I bought a plot of land with trees on, and then I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna grow some crops where the trees used to be. Okay, there's the hoe thing. Of course, one thing to point out is the tractor-mounted mirror crop sensors do not work when it's nighttime. So up on Glenleithen, that might become a little bit of an issue because we are going to have long winter nights. So our spraying may be protracted. Okay, you are here, and course 6.5, multiple tools, number of headlands. Yeah, okay, we'll start work on the center. Generate field work course and first waypoint. Go. Let's see how this works out. And hey, and Patchwork, good morning. Or is it afternoon yet? Nope, still morning. Welcome to Saturday. So how's your week been? My week has been very peaceful. So as I mentioned earlier, teenage Osa was off at camp, and Mrs. Osa decided to take a week in Ohio visiting her family with the small kids, so it's been very quiet this week. Mrs. Osa said, "Oh, I'll leave you with the car," which she did, and then the car broke down, so I've had no vehicle all week, which made picking up teenage Osa last night a little bit of a tricky situation. Fortunately, somebody from church lives right around the corner from us, so she was collecting her daughter, so she collected ours as well. But the bus broke down, so we didn't get, or they didn't get home till midnight, just before. Okay, shall we have a look at weeds? And this should yes, it's not leaving any gaps, so that's working fine. You do the fine stuff there with all your weeding. Fine. Oh, where's the Fendt in relation to all the other equipment? You are still baling, and now you're doing an okay job because we kind of got rid of all the bales in the way. It is missing patches of grass, but as I said, we're probably okay with that. That's doing its thing. This is what we were doing, so, oops. Hey, I'll just turn the engine off. Oh, yeah, well. Yeah, again, we had a ton of thunderstorms this week, and since having our whole house generator installed, we still have not had a power outage during a thunderstorm. Not sure how Sam's is doing, because obviously I don't have a vehicle, so I can't go. But I think I'm definitely looking at a small Sam's run next week, probably. I need some salt for the water softener. I need. I think I need plastic bin bags, but I'm not sure. Teenage Osa was a little bit vague on whether we actually need to buy some or not. But if we don't need to buy some, then I can wait till the middle of next month, which will be nice. Although again, I think later in the month Mrs. Osa's going off to Ohio for a family get-together rather than a visit with the family. And she couldn't wait. The small kids that we have visit every weekend. They've been asking all summer, oh, when can we go and see Grandad? And unfortunately, the family get-together is after they go back to school. So she decided to take them now while teenager Osa was off at camp. So they could visit with the people they want to visit with, and they got to go swimming at the swimming pool and visit the animals on Walnut Creek Farm and all sorts of fun things like that. And then when she goes for the get-together, she'll take teenage Osa with her. Unfortunately, as I think I said last week, I have zero in the way of vacation time left. So I'm not going this year. Oh, is that... What's going on with the John Deere? The John Deere is blocked. Pretty much done by the looks of it. Okay. And I'm guessing the Arian might be also blocked. You're still doing... Oh yeah, what a surprise. Let's take care of the easy blockage. There you go. Oh, now I'm in the way, and so's that bale. I did think there were a couple of headland bales that were in the way. Oh, seriously? You want that one moved too? Well, okay then. And off he goes again. Okay. back to you're done. You're still dying. You're could have just skipped to here. So this is completely done. Send the worker home. Fold the thing up. Try and get this out of the field without crashing into things. That's going to be a little bit difficult. So anyway, so new ploughing device, definitely a nice success. Obviously with less horsepower I'm going to have to use a different option on the next farm. But that did come up quite well, I think. Now I just have to find somewhere to hide it, and it really does need a good wash. Okay, now that the John Deere is free, I can get back to doing things like hauling slurry and manure. Which is really the big job that this tractor needs to take care of. The heavy haulage and obviously the ploughing is down to the John Deere, but things like planting, we can do that with the blue tractor, and most of the other jobs can be split between the Arian and the Fendt. So I'm not in too much serious situation when it comes to doing stuff that I don't have I have the equipment for, but I just don't have enough tractors that can manage that equipment. I don't know why I'm putting this in this shed, but hey, that appears to be a thing. Actually, considering everything, I probably do not want to be doing contracts anyway because it's planning to rain about 1 o'clock. And that's just not something I want to do. Okay, so I am gonna leave. Oh, I'm going to take this down to the other yard because I can't use a course play course on the New Holland until I've copied that over to the Arian. The Arian may have finished. It looks like it has. So I may need to do a little manoeuvring around that field. Oh. That's still just the Arian's finished its job, okay. Back up. Gotcha. Alrighty. Actually forwards. From there, you are done. Engine on. Do we want to empty? Thinking you. Okay, I think for the most part we managed to clean up most of the edges here. Which is good.